And how does it feel, Jeff, to catch up once again with old acquaintances and friends?
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, we've tried as much as we can to try and catch up with everybody that were so good to us while we were here. We're going to get together with a few friends in the next couple of days when things quieten down a bit. But yeah, it's just it's great to be here. It's great for my children who were all with me at the time when I rode here to see it for themselves. Champ de Mars is one of a kind, very different to anywhere else in the world. I'm very, very happy that they are here to witness it.
Yeah. Jeff, at an age when most jockeys are focused on their retirement plans. So what happened is that Jeff is still going strong, chasing records like the one in Queensland. We'll come upon this later on during our chat, Jeff. So what motivated you to continue on?
Yeah, look, I always, from a young age, always had set it out in my mind to ride for a long time. I never went into the game thinking it was over. It's going to be. I wanted to do something special, and I think it's the attitude you've got to come into the game with. Push yourself as far as you can push, and try and break records and try and achieve the best you can. And that, if that means riding for this long, then yeah, my body or something will tell me when to stop. But at the moment, nothing's telling me to stop.
Yeah, of course. So many youngsters are watching us tonight who would want to be as successful as you are, Jeff. But for them, could you please recall in a nutshell when did you start, how did you join the racing world, and how it was all about? Because I can imagine it was quite tough at that moment during your apprenticeship.
Yeah, I think the South African Jockey Academy has always been known to, make good jockeys. I joined there in 1975. It was very, very tough, very hard. But you've got to go in with as a young kid, you've got to go in with a frame of mind that you want to be a jockey, and that's all you want to be. And if you've got any doubts, then don't do it. It's a very tough sport. It's a sport where dedication, looking after your weight is 100%, doing the right things, listening, being polite, doing everything correct. You're working with people that have been in the game for generations, and all they want to see is somebody working very hard and trying to achieve the best he can achieve. So that was my outlook when I joined the academy, to work harder than anybody else, be polite, always been seen to run from ring to ring, and then hopefully my ability would grow. And it wasn't very good in the beginning. It took me a long time to ride a winner. It took me a long time to achieve. When I say a long time, it took me 38 rides to ride a winner. It took me 8 months. So it didn't come easy, but as long as you keep working and people see you want it more than anything else, eventually people start helping you. And then it becomes a lot easier. But as I say, you can never rest on what you've achieved. You always got to aim higher and set new goals.
Sure. It didn't flicker your mind at one stage, Jeff, when it was very tough just to run away from there?
Not in my mind. I think it is for a lot of apprentices. A few kids in my year ran away. In every year, I think you're always going to get a couple that probably didn't want to do it in the first place. Maybe got pushed by family or whatever. But the ones that have made it, you never crosses your mind to run away. It doesn't matter how tough it is. It's just a phase of your life where, in any job, it's going to be tough in the beginning, and you must know that. And it only gets easier if you work harder.
Yes. You joined in 1975, Jeff, and 14 years later, you came to Mauritius.
Yeah.
And our first gift for you tonight will be the very first winner that you rode here at the Champ de Mars.
Yes.
So here we go, Jeff.
Voilà, ils sont partis en tête de la course actuellement. Il y a Turn the Tables. Turn the Tables s'est pris à l'extérieur complètement. Saevid Nimitz a pris un excellent départ aujourd'hui. Turn the Tables essaie de passer en tête mais n'arrivera pas. C'est Saevid qui va aller courir en tête. Saevid devant Turn the Tables. À l'extérieur, nous avons Nimitz. Puis French Clown. À l'extérieur de French Clown, Corker. Puis il avance sur Battle Formation qui piétine un peu actuellement alors que Nimitz est lancé à l'extérieur. Les chevaux sont dans la ligne droite finale. Jeffrey Lloyd sur Turn the Tables sont en tête. Et bien Turn the Tables et Jeffrey Lloyd à l'extérieur complètement. Nous avons Nimitz. Turn the Tables va aller gagner cette course devant Nimitz qui essaie de refaire son retard mais n'arrivera pas. Turn the Tables gagne cette course. Première victoire mauricienne donc de Turn the Tables appartenant à M. Ganesh Gajda qui a couvert la distance en 1:35 9 dixièmes. Voilà, c'est le départ, tous très bien partis en tête de la course. Ryler à l'extérieur complètement, nous avons Sea Falcon, Ryler devant Sea Falcon, puis à l'intérieur nous avons Innovator, Double Twist, puis Royston à l'extérieur de Double Twist, Manor Means, True Reese, et puis en dernière position Heartstrings. En tête de la course Innovator avec à ses trousses d'une ouverture à la corde, les chevaux sont dans la ligne droite finale, Innovator en tête, Taxida passe à l'intérieur, Royston à l'extérieur, alors que Sea Falcon est là aussi, Taxida à l'extérieur, Royston. C'est Royston qui va aller gagner cette course. Royston va aller gagner cette course. Royston gagne devant Taxida ou Innovator. Et puis nous avons Sea Falcon, Man of Means. Il a fait une brillante course en passant à l'extérieur alors que Taxida avait bénéficié d'une ouverture. Mais s'il y a un homme qui nous a impressionné aujourd'hui, eh bien, c'est bien Jeffrey Lloyd, jockey de l'écurie Gajda, jockey qui a accepté de monter aujourd'hui sous les couleurs de la plus vieille écurie. So, Jeffrey, it has been a very good day for you, isn't it?
Yes, very successful, and we all enjoyed it very much.
And could we have a few words on each of your wins?
Yes, the first one turned the tables. Well, I was always travelling well, and I had 2 rides before then which I needed, and the stable I rode for actually put them in and said they haven't got much chance, but it's a very hard course to ride on. You've got to get used to it, and they were, you know, feelers, and I'm very glad that I had them because I was lost. I was very lost in the first 1 or 2 races. Third race was pretty straightforward. The horse was lying up second. The trainer said that he's a bit one-paced, so I must make a move early when I get over the road, and that's what I've done. The horse won well. There was an objection afterwards which was frivolous, and well, it was very nice. I was very excited to win that race.
And what about the second?
A little bit more
Difficult, isn't it?
a little bit more difficult, yeah. The horse hadn't run for 3 months, and the trainer said to me he felt the horse could win. He was fit, but bear in mind that the horse hadn't run for 3 months. You have to save him a bit, which is quite hard to do on a track like this. You know, to give a horse, you can't really turn for home and wait. So I had to save all his energy around the track, which I did, and it worked out successful. The horse won a good race.
And there was an objection in that race also.
That was also very frivolous, but it happened going around the first turn. An apprentice came across the outside and actually interfered with Jockey Whitmore's horse, and it actually had nothing to do with me, and it was overruled.
And how do you see racing in Mauritius?
Very big. We can't believe it. Wherever we've gone before we even came to the course, everybody is involved in racing. It's nice to be involved in racing in this. You know, they treat you like a king here when they find out you're a jockey. You know, we're not used to that. South Africa, you're a jockey. You know, it's just another job.
And are you staying or are you going back?
I've got to go back tomorrow. We've got arrangements, you know, commitments to ride in South Africa next week. But we're going to have a look at the program and hopefully try and make a plan to come back again.
Your reaction, Jeff?
I haven't changed a bit. It's good to look back.
Only the hair is different. Huh?
Only the hair is different, yeah. And, yeah, it was a long time ago, and I still remember the races clearly. But
sure.
yeah, it brings back some really good memories of seeing the old man Gajda still leading him in.
Yeah.
It was good.
Jeff, 40 years now in the game. You've partnered more than 5,000 winners, coming from those 2 wins in Mauritius in 1989 to those 2 consecutive titles in Brisbane Jockeys Premiership, and to that remarkable feat to the Sunshine Coast. It's been a long battle, especially what has been the special focus on an important aspect, having kept you highly concentrated on the game, besides that scary period 4 years back when you suffered a stroke.
Yeah, that was a probably a shock to everybody. When you're racing and you're fit, you don't expect this to happen, but it happened. I was fortunate enough to still walk away from it, but thought that was the end of my career. I was told I couldn't ride again, and yeah, I accepted it. It was something I had to live with, but I was still determined to still keep fit and see what would come of that. And yeah, I slowly increased my fitness to a stage where I was swimming 1 kilometre a day. It was good exercise for me. And one morning I just felt, I think I could get back on a horse and let my body talk. And I went out and rode that morning and came back and told my wife Nicola that it didn't feel any different. I felt I could come back. So it all started from then.
That's what we like, Jeff, the never give up attitude.
Yeah, look, if you love something and you're not ready to give it up, you'll try anything within reason. My health was always going to come first. I wouldn't have come back if I thought it was detrimental to my health, but I pushed myself pretty hard before I came back and tested myself and road work for a long time.
Yeah, but during that spell, Jeff, 14 months, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, you were mentally strong. But were you not worried a bit physically? I mean, the physical aspect?
I was very worried that I knew I could come back, and once I got on a horse, I knew that with time, things would improve. I'd have to start all over. Riding would be a challenge, of course. But I was probably more concerned about, because having a stroke and being on blood thinners, that if something bad did happen, that you could bleed to death. If they couldn't stop the bleeding, that was my main concern. But then I did have a bad fall, and I bled a lot and didn't die. So that went out the window, and just sort of carried on from there, and realised that I've taken a couple of good blows and falls since my comeback, and got up and walked away. So yeah, the body's good enough.
Yeah, I think that will be an inspiration for everybody who is scared even to go for a checkup, in case he will have some bad news in the report, medical report, and anything else. Jeff, at the start of our chat, I was talking about your old friends and acquaintances, and you've had many of them at the stable, Philippe Henry's stable, with famous silks. One of them is the yellow silk of the owner. I think that you will recognize him.
Yeah.
He was very happy to comment on your coming back to Mauritius.
Okay.
Well, it's a great pleasure to have Jeff back in Mauritius. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Jeff on his achievements in Australia. He's done things incredible there when he started to ride after he had his stroke. And Jeff, all congratulations. It's been incredible what you achieved there. Well, to see Jeff back in Mauritius is something we all have to take a great pleasure in. Jeff has been one of the greatest jockeys to ride in Mauritius. He's achieved he broke all records in Mauritius. He's done everything right in Mauritius. And I'm very pleased that he's been able to come back for the International Jockeys Weekend.
And he's still going strong despite the age. Have you been following him since he left Mauritius?
Well, yes. Jeff doesn't see me a lot, but I see Jeff a lot because I follow him every Saturday morning on the internet. We can watch his races in Doomben, in Ipswich, in all the tracks in Australia. And most of Saturdays I sat in front of my computer and I watched Jeff riding his races. It's a great pleasure because he's got a very peculiar style, and you know, you recognize him in there'll be 20 jockeys riding, you would recognize Jeff anywhere in the field, and it's a great pleasure to watch him ride.
And what made Jeffrey Lloyd's strength in your point of view?
Well, I was just saying, Jeff has got a very peculiar style, and it's not the traditional South African style. And I think Jeff is, first of all, a great person. He's a great friend, a great father, a great husband, and a great person in all. And I think this stability and this being a great person has made him the man he is, the jockey he is, and it's a great person. That's why he's so successful.
And you were also the owner of one of his favorite horses, Gypsy Rover. Can you recap those memories of the association Lloyd-Gypsy Rover?
Well, yes. Well, it's been, you know, again, Gypsy Rover was a very difficult horse, and it's been very good to have Jeff to ride him, because he had to be ridden a very certain way that, you know, Jeff accommodated to and recognized the way he had to be ridden. And well, Jeff won 6 races in a row with Gypsy Rover, and then he had an injury and couldn't ride him for a month. I think Gypsy Rover recognized that, because then he lost his 3 races, and when Jeff got back on his back, he won the race. So, well, it's been a great pleasure to have Jeff riding Gypsy Rover and winning all the races we've won with him. And well, that was a great pleasure as well.
And can you cite some horses he won for you and you still have in mind?
Well, there's so many of them. I mean, Royal Deed is one of them. Well, he won the Duchess for me on Royal Deed, and there's a lot of horses that you know, Jeff rode for me and won. One of them, which is a very good memory, was Galito. He won for me on Galito on the 27th of August in 2007, of October, sorry. And I think 2 or 3 days later, he was leaving for Australia. So I think that was the last race he won for me with my colours. And I think that's the last race he won in South Africa as well. So that's a great memory, and that's a great pleasure. And we had a great time in South Africa at the time.
And for this International Jockeys weekend, what would you tell and wish Jeffrey Lloyd for this event?
Well, I have nothing to tell Jeff. He knows exactly what he is for. He's going to try and win all the races he can. Hopefully he gets one of the better horses in all races, and he gets, you know, to win the most races he could for the weekend. But to have him here, even if he doesn't win one race, it's a great pleasure. So I wish him all the best for the weekend.
All praises, Jeff, and you deserve it, because François Jumet was owner of the Philippe Henry stable, and he said it right. You know, Gypsy Rover won with you 6 races, I think, in a row, and then he just stopped when you had an injury for, I think, 1 month, and the horse was very happy to get you back, and you won again on
Yes.
Gypsy Rover.
Yeah, he was a very difficult horse. He was a great challenge riding him. He had a lot of tricks, and we understood each other, and I had a lot of confidence in him, and he never let me down. He would do the impossible in a race. He would come from last on many occasions and win very easy, and sometimes I would lead on him and he'd win easy. It was a funny beginning with Gypsy Rover, because when he first came here, we put him on the grass to gallop him, and when we get to the road, he stopped and he jumped over the road, and I said to Philip, I don't like this horse. He's got too many tricks. And the first time he ever ran, we weren't sure what we were going to get. And I said to Philip, the only thing is we sit behind horses, we follow them till we get past the road, and then when we get to the road, he was no horse in front of him, and I thought he was going to jump, but he went straight over and he won. never worried him in a race, but in the mornings, he would always look at it. Yeah,
Yeah, a different horse in the
Different
morning.
horse in the
But
morning.
yeah, so yeah, he came from the lower division up.
Yes.
Before going further now on your career, present, Jeff will be we'll have some more comments on Mauritian racing. You've had many classes sorts here. I'm talking about Royal Deed, about Major Hero, Perfect Warrior, and there's Rhythmically, I think was another game horse, very young horse when he came here. And I think another owner from Philippe Henry stable, who is presently the chairman of the Mauritius Turf Club. He will have a
Yes.
few words on Rhythmically
Yes.
and how Jeffrey Lloyd brought him to success here.
Okay.
His first ride for me was on Don Correro. And luckily on that day, I won the race. It was my first win with Jeffrey Lloyd. Then afterwards, we had many nice souvenirs from Jeffrey Lloyd, namely with some other horses like Big Breeze, Tolstoy, and so many that I won't give you the full list now. But my best souvenir from Jeffrey Lloyd in Mauritius was his ride on Rhythmically in 2003 for the Gold Cup. And on that day, you know, all the members of the stable was a bit under pressure because Rhythmically was a very young horse. He was, I think, 3 years old when participating to this big listed race. The big moment was as soon as the horses start. And fortunately for me, and a lot of members of our stable, they were a bit surprised, not surprised, a bit, discouraged that Rhythmically was caught 3 wide. So the whole way from 1600 meters up to the 800 meters, he was caught 3 wide, and at a certain time, he was even 4 wide. So we thought that the horse won't be able to give the final kick and the final straight, you know. So we were waiting, and I still remember he was on the 8 or 9 position. He managed to get to the 2nd position next to Arctic Flow. I still remember, next to Arctic Flow. And my wife, you know, she was talking and can hear her, and some members say, you know, there is still a next time. Don't you worry. Maybe this time Rhythmically has been caught wide, but still a next time. But when Jeffrey Lloyd solicited the horse, and believe me, it was a big surprise for all of us to see Rhythmically. His final kick was extraordinary. His final kick was, I still remember. I was standing there and looking at Rhythmically going, and World Focus was coming on his way also, but Rhythmically was the best on that day. And thanks to Jeffrey Lloyd, you know, I think his experience and the way he was not, he hasn't panicked, you know, and we won that race. I will still remember his rides on the Germany on Gypsy Rover, even Tab Temper. So there are so many, you know. So I will thank him all my life for having, you know, it's only now that I realize that those days I never realized that Jeffrey Lloyd was our jockey. He was a great jockey already, but now today we can say that he is known internationally. I would also wish that if it's possible, if Jeffrey could come at least for 1 year as jockey here, because I know the public is behind him and a lot of people is behind him, and this is my last wish for Jeffrey Lloyd to come and ride at least for 1 year here.
Jeff, the offer is here.
It's so nice. It's good, kind words from both Francois and Mukesh. But yeah, it's very difficult when you've got a family and school and all that. I would love nothing more to come and ride again, but it's probably out of the question, but still,
You have many great commitments
yeah,
abroad,
yeah,
I think, in Australia.
yeah.
Jeff, you were talking about the family. I think the Philippe Henry stable was like a great family.
Yeah.
Does this account for the success of that stable, where you were 5 times, I think, champions here,
Yeah.
and you broke the record of the most wins in one season?
Yeah, look, it definitely helps when you're riding for people you respect so much, and people that respect you as much as you respect them. And we had a great team of members in the stable. Everybody was friends.
Starting from the simple lad, the
Yeah,
groom.
yeah. Philip was very fussy who he allowed in his stable, and if he didn't like somebody and he didn't fit in, he would rather tell them to take the horse away. And I think because of this, we had really good people in our stable. They understood racing. They weren't big punters. They just enjoyed the game. And as a jockey, all you want to do is win and win more for these people when you see how much satisfaction they get out of it.
Yeah, I think that there was that, what we can say, very strict, rigorous and code of conduct
Yes,
for everybody.
yes, yes.
And Jeff, you get along very well with all those guys, the simple guys, the groups in the morning or
Yeah.
after a racing day.
Yeah, I've
How
always...
was the atmosphere, by the way?
Yeah, look, I always say, like, everybody's got a part. Doesn't matter how small it is. The grooms, the head, I still remember his name, Avi.
Avi.
Avi,
Yeah.
he was in the main man, and I believe he's still around. And I was very close to everybody, and I think it's very important that everybody enjoys it as much as you, and doesn't matter what their part is, we're all together, you know.
Yeah, I think that was the key to success. And when you mentioned Avi, Jeff, he was very excited that you were back.
Yeah.
And we'll now just listen to what he has to say to us.
Ben, ça de lui-même, ça de lui-même depuis ce jeune ange, il est content de travailler et il te donne le meilleur de lui-même tout le temps. Jamais qu'il est pire pour fight un l'autre plus grand qu'il est. Jamais il ne va pas accepter. Et tout le temps, il se dit, il peut continuer à monter et ce qu'il est capable. Tant qu'il est capable, il peut monter. Et il n'est pas jamais il perd l'opposition. N'importe qui candidat qu'il faut, comment bien faut, il peut faire aider. Hi Jeff, young man, how's it? I congratulate you and hope you will continue to do like that and wish you all the best, young man.
Jeff, very emotional tonight to listen to all these owners, people getting very sweet words for you.
Well, that was unreal because I was not aware that Avi was going to be on the show as his word came out, and yeah, he's one of the people you never forget. He was a big part of the team, a special, kind man. His son was always there, and it's great to see the emotions from him as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got a fantastic career in Mauritius, Jeff.
Yeah.
You won the Duchess, you won the Barbie, you won the Gold Cup, but how come that the maiden eludes you for so many years?
I picked the wrong ride. Philip had the winner the one year, and I chose Kevin Shea rode him, Etro.
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 You opted for Perfect Warrior.
That's right. Yeah, it was a bad choice, and so Kevin benefited from my mishap. But
who knows what you've done in Brisbane? You come back to Mauritius one day to win the maiden.
Yeah, Ricky asked me a couple of times if I would come and ride, but I've been committed. But it's never out the question. I would love to come back and ride in the Maiden Cup. I'm sure Ricky will have something. He's always looking for a good horse.
Yeah.
I'll speak to him tonight. Maybe find something for next year.
Yeah, Jeff, talking about Ricky, he's been instrumental in your career, just like other top trainers. I mean, Mike Barros, David Payne,
Yes.
and all the guys.
Yeah.
Could you please comment on them tonight?
Yes, look, Ricky Maingard was probably the first, besides my apprentice trainer, I was apprentice to Brian de Villiers. He was a small team that gave me everything and got me on my way. But once I left my apprenticeship, Ricky Maingard took me under his wing as second jockey and said to me, if you work hard and that, you know, maybe you become my first jockey. He had Freddie McCaskill riding for him at the time. And I took the opportunity because he was a young trainer with a lot of good horses, and I could see he wanted to be the best. And I joined his stable, and he changed me from a raw little child to riding horses like Wolf Power, and the pressure on me in big races at such a young age. And he taught me a lot.
Yeah, while there were big top jockeys around to ride Wolf Power.
There were, you know, when I was suspended and Michael Roberts, Mace rode him. And one thing I will never forget, Ricky, I was suspended for 6 months because I caused interference in the Cape Guineas riding Wolf Power. And his first run back was in the Germiston November handicap, and the owners wanted Michael Roberts on him because he had ridden him while I was off and won Group 1s on him. And Ricky had promised me if I work hard, I would ride him, and he stuck to his word. And despite the owners saying, let's put Michael on this once and then Jeff can get him back, he stuck by me, and we won the Germiston November handicap and carried on winning.
The rest is now history.
Yeah, he just carried
Wolf
on
Power.
winning and became the great horse he was, yeah.
Yeah, and you got other big names. I think David Payne, a great association with him.
Yeah, he's training in Sydney in Australia, and when I emigrated, I went to Sydney and rocked up at his stables one morning, and he said, "Oh, what's going on? What do you think? I'm an old age home." And I was 46 at the time, and yeah, a couple of weeks later, I had my first ride for him, and my first meeting, and rode a winner for him. And he helped me a lot in Australia to get going, which was, we had a lot of success in Australia when I was riding there, and I rode for him for 6 years in South Africa and won many Group 1s for him as well.
And how would you rate Philippe Henry, Jeff, alongside those famous trainers?
Well, you look, Philip unfortunately hasn't had the opportunity of training anywhere else. But I have no doubt if he did, he would be successful anywhere in the world. What he could do to horses was unbelievable. How he improved every horse he got from other stables. He would take them 2 divisions higher. He was immaculate, like precise on he never left any stone unturned. He was just a brilliant man to be around a horse. And I've always said he is one of the best, if not the best, I work for.
Jeff, you've ridden on many race tracks. Could you share with us tonight which racetrack has been the most magical and which one has been the most toughest to win a race there?
Hong Kong is very tough. Happy Valley is a very fast, tight track, very tactical. And I enjoy these type of tracks where you've got to think all the time. And I found Happy Valley as one of the hardest tracks to ride at. But Greyville was a great track. I love riding at Greyville, and there's many good tracks around the world, but there's
the most
never
magical
been
could be
there's never been one quite like the Champ de Mars. It's an old track. It's got so much history, and for a track that's only 1,300 meters around, you can win from anywhere. It's not biased. You can come from last. You can make up 6-7 lengths in the straight if things go your way. I find it an amazing track to ride on. Maybe because I had so much success on it, but I think every jockey that I speak to that come here can't believe that when you first look at it, it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
But once you ride on it, it
thrilling.
rides well.
It's very thrilling and exciting to ride.
It rides well and it's safe. Yeah.
And what have been your difficult to choose among 5,000 winners, plus or minus. But then your most memorable highlights, I mean, could it be those 2 titles in the Brisbane Jockey Premiership, or that remarkable feat in the Sunshine Coast?
Look, they're all things that you want to achieve. You know, I had ridden 7 winners on 3 occasions in South Africa. It was great to do it in Australia and break an Australian record, and it hadn't been done before. So that was a great highlight. The championships, it's always good winning a championship, wherever it may be. But I think I enjoyed very much winning the international race in Hong Kong. I rode a 9-year-old horse who had broken his pelvis a year before and been scratched, and he was 66-1, and we won the Hong Kong International Mile. And we scored Able 1, and I got a lot of satisfaction from that as well.
Yeah. Jeff, to end this interview, because I'll have to relieve you to go carry on with the draw ceremony, but you know, you've got you yourself, your inspiration, I mean, great jockeys like Lester Piggott and others. But tonight, we know Zach and Jaden, your 2 sons, who wish to be jockeys. And just adding to it, what piece of advice you will give both of them and to all the young kids who want to be a famous jockey one day?
Yeah, look, I say nobody can make you a good jockey. There are many good jockeys out there, but don't make it, and you can only make it yourself. Don't matter. I've watched them ride, and they both ride very, very well. I'm very proud of them when I work with them. How quick they've come through, and I get very emotional riding with them. But I explain to them, and I explain to every other child, that they might have the advantage of riding with me and having my feedback, but it's how much they take in, how much you listen to people. You never stop learning, and that's the way you approach when you become a jockey. You approach it that it's a very dangerous sport. It's a sport where you have a lot of ups and downs, and you've got to be able to take defeat as well as you can take winning. But only you can make yourself become what you want to become, and you've got to be hungry, dedicated, and liked. You know, the more polite you can be towards people, the more people want to help you. So I try and instill this into my children. Hopefully they make me proud.
Yeah. For other young kids also who wish to be successful in their career.
Yeah.
Jeff, it was a pleasure having you with us. A panel did choose your 10 best here at the Champ de Mars. I think that we'll leave you on that note. So thank you very much. Looking forward to the international meeting. So we wish you the very best of luck.
Just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
My 2 boys are lucky that my daughter doesn't want to ride.
Oh yeah,
She was better than both of them.
Oh.
When she started, she was a very good rider, but she's very small, and I'm thankful that she doesn't want to be a jockey, because it's hard enough trying to worry about 2. So I'm glad she's taking another path in life. But yeah, I'm proud of them all.
Yeah, Jeff, the man, the governor, the family man, and the great jockey, living legend. Jeff, so thank you once again. So we'll leave you with your 10 best.
Thank you.
And hope to see you soon among us again.
Thank you.
cheval doté de la Johnny Walker Red Label Cup, 2000 mètres à parcourir avec Crown National pour l'instant. Altateur tente de s'amener également dans la ligne droite finale. Ah, mais si Cavendish à l'extérieur, Altateur tente de s'amener. Cavendish, Altateur, Cavendish, Altateur va les imposer devant Cavendish. Altateur s'impose devant Cavendish. Troisième Coronation Cup, quatrième Global Run.
Départ de cette 7e épreuve. Un très bon départ. Golden Rambo très sollicité à l'intérieur. Alors il va tenter de conserver l'avantage à Fulham Broadway également, lancé par Jason Miller. C'est Fulham Broadway maintenant qui se retrouve côté corde. Fulham Broadway, bien retenu par Jason Miller. Tabashir, Golden Rambo, Mr. Sunbeam. Le dernier virage en vainqueur. Mr. Sunbeam, Light the Lane. Mr. Sunbeam, Fulham Broadway en pleine piste. Light the Lane a toujours l'avantage. Light the Lane a l'avantage sur le peloton. Light the Lane va aller s'imposer. Light the Lane va aller s'imposer devant Kevin. Départ de la 6e épreuve. Alors là, un bon départ pour Jackson Square, mais il y a lutte pour le commandement. Alors pour l'instant, Real Schlepp également très bien parti. Le cheval de l'écurie Fock qui pour l'instant occupe. Real Schlepp en pleine ligne droite. Real Schlepp a toujours l'avantage. Real Schlepp est lancé par Yashinemandi. À l'extérieur, Jamin Jive, Chief Warrior, Etro également là. Real Schlepp a l'avantage. Etro à l'extérieur. Etro va aller dominer le champ. Etro gagne devant Gogo Roman. Wiseout Pucci.
Voilà, c'est parti pour la Coupe des Présidents édition de l'an 2003. Un excellent départ. Avec pour l'instant un avantage à Philonicon devant Have Mercy qui se dispute le commandement. Il y a toujours l'avantage. Diplomate menace de plus en plus à l'extérieur. Il y a World Focus, Perfect Warrior s'infiltre à la corde. Il doit finale donc. Il y a Diplomate, World Focus, Perfect Warrior, World Focus, Perfect Warrior, World Focus, Perfect Warrior s'impose. Voilà, c'est parti pour cette épreuve de clôture. 1800 mètres à parcourir avec Lancet pour l'instant qui se monte pur et vite à l'ouverture des boîtes. Et à l'extérieur, il y a King Creole qui vient finir avec King Creole qui va tourner en tête. Lancé par Garrett Sletcher à l'arrière. On revient avec Lancet, King Creole, Lancet, star spectaculaire. Mais King Creole est toujours en tête à l'extérieur. Overland Express. King Creole, Overland Express à l'extérieur. Live together. Mais Overland Express, live together.
Départ de la 7e épreuve, un très bon départ pour Shandon Ladd, Sampaggio et Spanish Justice Transgressor. Spanish Justice, les chevaux entament le dernier virage avec Shandon Ladd toujours en tête, Transgressor au milieu de la piste, Photo Model à l'extérieur, Shandon Ladd, Transgressor à l'intérieur, Spanish Justice, Shandon Ladd toujours en tête, Spanish Justice à l'intérieur, Shandon Ladd, Spanish Justice. Départ de cette 7e épreuve, alors là un bon départ, Bluegrass Bow très sollicité avec Bluegrass Bow, Old Trafford, Gypsy Rover à l'extérieur, Gypsy Rover, le turbo, Old Trafford fait de la résistance, Gypsy Rover, Old Trafford, Gypsy Rover domine Old Trafford.
Départ de cette épreuve de clôture, tous très bien partis avec Burning Sensation, très bien parti, Waldorf Dancer. Toujours en tête, rejoint quelque peu par Burning Sensation, Mdoli Park va être également dans le coup, Bachelor va s'amener complètement à l'extérieur, Tabashir s'infiltre à la corde, dans la ligne droite finale, Burning Sensation est devant, lancé par Christian Leter à l'extérieur, Bachelor remonte fort, Burning Sensation, Bachelor, Tabashir, Burning Sensation va s'imposer, Tabashir, Bachelor remonte fort.
Voilà, c'est le départ. En tête de la course, actuellement, nous avons Kautek à son intérieur, Gamble On. Comme du rôle extra time, comme du rôle Kautek, Gamble On à l'intérieur, en fait deux, Gamble On ou Kautek, Gamble On.
Voilà, c'est parti pour le South African Airways Cargo Duke of York Cup, édition de l'an 2003, 1600 mètres à parcourir pour l'instant avantage. Rhythmically a débordé, Arctic Flow à l'extérieur, World Focus, Rhythmically toujours en tête, World Focus tente de revenir, mais Rhythmically va aller s'imposer dans la coupe d'or, la cause est entendue, Rhythmically s'impose devant World Focus, Captain King, Diplomate.
to you and welcome, very good evening to you, and welcome to tonight's Rabanala Attitude Hotel Resort for the evening's entertainment. We are here to celebrate the Air Mauritius Attitude International Jockeys Weekend for 2017. We've got a live audience in the venue, and welcome to all our television viewers as well. Helping me present tonight and to go through the introduction of all the riders that are here for the coming weekend to race at the Champ de Mars is no stranger to Mauritian racing. Please give a round of applause for Fanny Salmon. Good evening, Fanny, and nice to have you with us once again. As I said earlier on, it's great to have you back, and you said earlier to me that this was your second home.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here in Mauritius. Toujours bien content d'être là avec vous.
We're in tonight to do the draw for all the races, and we're going to explain how that's going to work. But these type of events couldn't happen without all the sponsors.
Absolutely, and the very important sponsors. We have a long list of people to thank, of course, the Attitudes Hotel being here, the Air Mauritius, and we'll go on to...
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the sponsors, and we hope some of them are here tonight, but we wanted to say thank you very much to Bonnie Air Travel, to T-Printers, to SIS, to the Mauritius Tourism, the MTPA, to Mitavite, to Casella World of Adventures, to Pandora, Coca-Cola, the Best Group, the Best Ladies Care, and Movilac. All those sponsors deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much for coming to the party for this weekend. We're going to be going through the draws. Obviously, we'll tell you a little bit more about how that has happened. This year, it's been a bit different. There have been 3 independent news editors from the various racing publications that have been involved, and they have seeded 4 runners in each one of the 15 international jockeys races to be held over the 2 days. So what we'll be doing in the first draw is drawing a jockey's name to ride the seeded horses, and you'll find that on the front page of your programs. And then what we'll do after that is take a break and come back and draw rides for the remaining horses that are the unseeded runners for each of the races over the 15 races. The 16th race, of course, is reserved for the Fagentry, and this is their last leg of their Fagentry Championship. It's all but sewn up, isn't it, as it stands now, but it's great to have the Fagentry lady riders, amateur riders, back in Mauritius. Fanny?
C'est toujours un événement très contesté. C'est la finale, mais seules les 8 premières du classement ont l'occasion de venir. Nous allons vous les présenter tout à l'heure. C'est toujours un grand plaisir de les accueillir ici à Maurice.
We're just going to take a look back at some of the special moments from last year that we experienced the first weekend in December for the 2016 running of the Air Mauritius Attitude International Jockeys Weekend. Let's have a look at this clip, and we'll be back in a moment. It's a hell of a party, as you can see. We had a great time last year, and we're looking forward to more of the same this year. Well, the Mauritius Turf Club is an old establishment, and it's run by a board of administrators that obviously are our hosts for this weekend. Thanks very much to the board of the Mauritius Turf Club for inviting all of us here. It's once again an absolute pleasure to be part of your great show. To welcome you officially on their behalf is the president of the MTC, Mukesh Balgoban. Mukesh?
Thanks, Tico. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege as president of the Mauritius Turf Club to address you tonight. On behalf of the Mauritius Turf Club, I'm pleased to welcome you all. The Air Mauritius Attitude International Jockeys Weekend, the biggest show of the Mauritius racing calendar. First of all, I would like to thank all the top jockeys and the lady riders who have responded positively to our invitation. I know that most of you look forward to that trip to Mauritius, not only because of the beauty of the island, but also because of its racing atmosphere, which is quite unique on its own. With your understandings, I will switch here to the French language to say a few words to welcome our French-speaking guests. À tous nos invités francophones, je tiens à vous souhaiter la bienvenue au nom du Mauritius Turf Club, aux top jockeys, aux cavaliers qui ont accepté favorablement notre invitation. Je tiens à les remercier. Je concède que la beauté de l'île est probablement une raison pour venir sur notre île, mais je suis convaincu que l'atmosphère des courses ici a aussi pesé dans votre décision. Our 205-year-old club has always been committed to the promotion and development of horse racing. In this connection, I would like to enumerate a number of achievements this season. Only a few, because there is quite a long list. I've selected a few only. First of all, our betting turnovers have taken an upward trend. This weekend, Australia will become the latest foreign country to organize authorized betting on our races, which will be a big step forward. Our sponsorship figures are also on the rise, from 10 million last year to 16 million this year. This is a big achievement. I'm grateful to all sponsors during the racing season and for the International Jockeys Weekend for their support to horse racing, especially Air Mauritius and Attitude. My appreciation goes also to the team at the MTC behind this big performance. Despite off-course facilities, attendance at the race course has increased compared to last year. I need to special tribute to all owners who have imported a record number, I must say, of 250 horses for the 2017 racing season. Our guests probably know that our country does not breed race horses, and we import all our racing stock. I believe without the support of the owners, there can't be no racers. So please join me to give them a big applause. I sincerely hope that international commingling will become a reality in the near future and hopefully for the 2000 racing season. We are probably in the last furlong of this exciting project, which should definitely increase revenues for the Mauritius Turf Club. And I'm grateful to all those who have invested much time and effort in it. Before moving on to the International Jockeys Weekend, I wish to extend special thanks to the Gambling Regulatory Authority, represented tonight by its CEO, Mrs. Wingadu. Thank you. For approving the replacement of a race meeting lost due to bad weather. My special thanks also goes to the Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, represented by the chairman, Mr. Ramdeni, and its Director General, Mr. Baldewa, for their continuous support to the live coverage and promotion of horse racing and its events such as tonight. This weekend, it will be time to reward our race goers for their unfailing support with the staging of the International Weekend. It will be an opportunity for them to appreciate the skills of these top jockeys from no less than 8 different countries. at the Champ de Mars. There will also be disputed the final leg of the Lady Riders World Championship organized by their federation, the Figentry. The top 8 lady riders in the world will be seen in action in the third race on Sunday. I would like to say the Figentry is represented by its Vice President, Monsieur de Chevigny, and its Secretary General, Madame Siebers. Before concluding my speech tonight, I would like to thank the staff of the Mauritius Turf Club for all the efforts they have put into the organization of the International Jockeys Weekend to make it a successful event. Finally, I wish all the best to all top jockeys and lady riders for our big racing weekend. Thank you. Et que la fête commence après le tirage au sort des jockeys. Merci.
Thank you very much, Mukesh, and we look forward to hospitality over the weekend. I'm sure that it'll be as good as always. Fanny, you want to come back on, because now it's time to do the first of our draws, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to do now is the draws for the seeded horses. As I explained a little bit earlier, there were 3 independent journalists that were responsible for seeding the horses in 15 of the 16 races on Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, as we mentioned, the third race on Sunday is reserved for the Figentry lady amateur riders. So what we're going to do is, there are the 12 jockeys' names over here, and they are the 12 numbers. On your program, on this cream sheet that Fanny's got in front of her, you will see that each number is represented by a group of 5 horses that have been seeded over the weekend. So, the first name out is Pierre-Charles Boudot, and the number is 6. So number 6 on your program is Pierre-Charles Boudot, and he's represented by which horses?
That means he will ride Red China, Chachar, Var Dream, Jungle Path, and Candy Rock.
Right, the next name out is Hayley Turner. She's here with her sidekick sister, and she is number 5.
Haley will ride Line of Sight, Ready to Attack, AP Strike, Ernie, and Tanjiro.
Let's move on to the next jockey, who is Maxime Gouillon. He's had a great success here in Mauritius. He's won 2 previous Jockeys Internationals. It's number 9 for Maxime.
And Maxime,
number 9.
Maxime Gouillon will ride Bird Eye View, Declarator, King Mambo Legacy, Klopp, Kemal Kevo.
Right, let's take the next name out. Is the Indian rider Imran Shisti, and Imran was the joint Mauritian champion here, together with Stephen Arnold in this year, just finished last weekend. Congratulations to Imran, and he is draw number 1, so it's number 1 on your programs.
Et parmi ces montes, il y aura Duke de Duke, Black Tractor, Redwood Valley.
Our next rider out is Robbie Frad, yet to arrive, but I can tell you, news off the press is that Robbie rode 6 winners from 9 rides on the Gold Coast earlier on today. So well done to Robbie Frad, who is clipping heels with Jeff Lloyd at the moment. 3 is Robbie Frad, number 3.
Ce sera Avail, Scotch Nog, Sir Earl Grey, Dark Force, et Awesome Adam.
The next name is Matthew Chadwick from Hong Kong. Matthew Chadwick is yet to arrive. He's got number 7, Fanny.
Pop the Question, Skip the Red, New Golden Age, Galtero, et Brave Leader.
Is that number 7?
Sorry.
Number 7.
Number 7. My bad.
It's number 7. Sorry, we read the wrong numbers there.
Number 7.
Top of the Rock.
Top of the Rob. Red Jewel, Kentucky Bluegrass, Ocean Drive South, et Unbridled Joy.
Next is Craig Zaki, a young jockey up and coming from South Africa. He made the South African team in the internationals. It's number 4. It's number 4 for Craig Zaki.
We've got some more. On s'est trompé tout à l'heure quand on a lu. Donc, Craig Zaki va monter pop the question, skip the red, new golden age, Galtero, a brave leader.
We move on to the Governor, Jeff Lloyd. We've just seen a long interview with Jeff, and rightly so. He's the prodigal son of Mauritius, and he's returned back home after a big absence. Jeff will partner number 11. It's number 11 on your programs. Fanny?
Imar, our jet, chosen path, aficionado, seeking the dream.
Our next rider is Elion Chavez, the Brazilian rider, Elion Chavez, and he gets number 10.
Flower blue, chosen dash, act of loyalty, Arctic flyer, elite class.
Michael Barcelona is the name out next. Michael Barcelona will be the name slotted in against number 12. Number 12, Michael Barcelona.
Starsky, racing for fun, Capitan, Rebel Alliance, Charles Litton.
Then the Australian rider Luke Nolan. Luke Nolan is out next. He will be number 2.
Gold medalist, Chinese gold, blue jeans, Maximore, 7 fountains.
So the one name left out is none other than the Mauritian rider Swapnil Rama, who is the champion Mauritian rider for this current racing season, and he gets number 8. The missing number is number 8, Fanny.
Swapnil montra Soweto, it doesn't matter. Gondwana, Prince of Thieves, a swinging captain.
So those are the seeded runners that have now been drawn. What we will do is we will come back and we'll do the rest of the draws for both Saturday and Sunday. There will be a break in between. For that reason, you can refer still to your programs, and you will see that in the races on Saturday and Sunday, the seeded horses have letters and numbers against them. The unseeded horses have no letters and numbers against them, and we'll draw those horses that haven't got those letters and numbers against them in each one of those 15 races. But for now, it's time to turn our attention over to the Fagentry Lady Riders, and Fanny is going to introduce them. We'd like them to come up on stage to your rounds of applause and to welcome them here, a warm Mauritius welcome to the Champ de Mars for our Fagentry Riders. Fanny, it's all yours.
Et avant de vous présenter toutes les cavalières de la Fégenterie, du Longines Fégenterie World Championship, nous voulons accueillir très chaleureusement Agnès Siebers, qui est la nouvelle secrétaire générale de la Fégenterie. Je vous demande de l'applaudir pour l'accueillir très chaleureusement. C'est sa première visite officielle à l'île Maurice. Nous tenons aussi à saluer Elie Hainaut, qui a pris la présidence de la Fégenterie à la suite de Nathalie Bélinguier. Il n'a pas pu malheureusement faire le déplacement, mais ce n'est sûrement que partie remise. Bienvenue également à Gérard de Chevigny, qui est le vice-président de la Fégenterie. Alors, comme vous le savez, et Agnès pourra le confirmer, il y a toujours une lutte très importante, car elles sont nombreuses dans la Fégenterie, mais seules les 8 premières places de la les 8 meilleures placées de la Fégenterie ont l'occasion de venir. On veut penser très fort à Elisabeth Martialis aujourd'hui. Elisabeth, vous connaissez bien sa sœur Jessica. Elle a brillé ici à Maurice. Elle est venue 3 fois. Elle a notamment remporté le titre de championne avec To Be a Star. Elisabeth est sa sœur. Elle était 8e au classement et elle est malheureusement tombée. Elle ne pourra pas venir, mais les nouvelles sont bonnes. Elle se remet bien.
Tout à fait. Elle est en forme, elle se remet doucement mais sûrement. C'est un métier qui demande beaucoup de courage et beaucoup de passion. Elisabetta ne manque ni de l'un ni de l'autre et on est sûr qu'elle reviendra plus forte que jamais l'année prochaine.
Merci beaucoup, Anis. Et le malheur des uns faisant le bonheur des autres, cela veut dire que la cavalière classée 9e a eu l'occasion de venir. We'd like to welcome from Sweden, Elin Rödjare. I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. She's currently 9th in the Fagentry Lady Riders standing with 60 points. Elin, please join us on stage. Welcome. Teresa Grubachitsova, I hope I'm doing it okay, is 7th right now. She comes from the Czech Republic and she has 60 points at the moment. Bienvenue. De la Suisse, elle nous revient. Selina Weber était déjà venue à Maurice. Elle compte 80 points pour l'instant et occupe la 6e place du classement. She'll be hopefully flying the Stars and Stripes. Bethany Baumgartner comes from the United States of America. She's ranked 5th with 130 points. She knows the tourism industry as she's a hotel receptionist. I trust that you Mauritians will show her a sense of the Mauritian hospitality. From Germany, she's also making a return visit to Mauritius, Larissa Bies. Welcome back to the Paradise Island. She represents Germany and is currently 4th in the standings with 134 points. Nora Ulm from Norway is 3rd at this stage, but that could still change after the final race of the season. She now has 156 points. She's only 5 points away from the 2nd place rider. Elle nous vient de France, Mélissa Boisgontier. C'est elle qui occupe la 2e place pour l'instant, avec 161 points. Bienvenue Mélissa. On se souvient de la victoire de la Française l'an dernier, Lara Leger. C'était cette victoire qui lui avait permis de remporter le championnat. Ce ne sera pas le cas cette année parce qu'on a quelqu'un qui est largement en tête. On tient à la saluer. Sarah Vermeuch, bienvenue. Elle nous vient de Belgique. Et tenez-vous bien, elle a collectionné 246 points depuis le début de la saison. Un tonnerre d'applaudissements.
As for 2017, we just ask our journalists and all our photographers that would like to take photos. They just want you to come forward, ladies, to take better photographs. If you just make a line in the front of the stage. It's always a great part of the International Jockeys Weekend is to welcome the amateur riders. This, as I mentioned earlier, Fanny, is the last of the year. They go all around the world and ride at all the race courses around the world. It's a great initiative, and we hope that it continues for many years to come, Fanny. So just a moment for the photographers to get the shots of them in their number ones. They'll be riding in their gear on Sunday in the 3rd race. So looking forward to that. We're going to be doing the draws in a moment. But whilst the photographers take their shots of the 8 ladies that are riding, we're going to go to last year's Gentry race, 2016. We're going to have a look at that. When we come back, we'll draw the rides for each of the 8 ladies that have made their way to Mauritius for this weekend.
Départ de cette 3e course réservée aux cavalières de la Tégenterie. Mauvais départ pour Mr. Oshkosh. Sinon, devant bien parti, et puis Center avec Gamelgar dans selle, et puis Center, Van de Scaler, Lividus. Ensuite, Please to Progress, Black Gambit. On retrouve Don Raven, Albert's Day. Et en queue du peloton, il y a Mr. Oshkosh qui s'est bien repris. Les chevaux seront bientôt au tombeau malartique avec Lividus toujours talonné par Epicenter, Van de Scaler bien placé en 3e position. Please to Progress arrive dans son sillage. Don Raven à l'extérieur de Black Gambit. À l'arrière, on retrouve Albert's Day. Mr. Oshkosh à l'intérieur d'Albert's Day en pleine descente. Environ 800 mètres à parcourir maintenant pour Lividus qui dirige les opérations avec 2 longueurs d'avance. Donc Lividus sur Epicenter, Van de Scaler. À l'extérieur, on retrouve Don Raven, Albert's Day. Mr. Oshkosh n'est pas mal avec Please to Progress. Fermant le cortège pour l'instant, il y a toujours Black Gambit dans un mauvais dos puisque Epicenter a tendance à s'arrêter à la rue du gouvernement. Environ 400 mètres à parcourir pour Lividus qui est toujours devant. Mais face maintenant à Van de Scaler, Epicenter n'est pas mal. Please to Progress. Mr. Oshkosh continue sa progression également dans la ligne droite finale avec Lividus à l'extérieur. Il faudra suivre Mr. Oshkosh qui est lancé. Mr. Oshkosh, Lividus qui a toujours l'avantage avec Mr. Oshkosh qui termine fort en dehors. Maintenant Black Gambit côté corde. Mr. Oshkosh qui a l'avantage face à Lividus. Mr. Oshkosh, Lividus. Mr. Oshkosh l'emporte devant Lividus. Black Gambit. Please to Progress et les autres. Raj Ramdin qui a décidément la main heureuse avec cette course.
Brilliant stuff that was. It was Raj Ramdin Always likes to win these for Gentry Lady Riders races, and Lara Leger, the French rider, had to come from a last place to win. I remember calling that last year aboard Mr. Oshkosh, and she came from absolutely last to win. It was a great ride.
And the second place was Lara, who's back with us this year.
Great stuff. Right, let's go across. We're
Larissa.
going to do the draw now. So, ladies, hold on to your seats here. Enjoy the ride. This is for race 3 on Sunday. The Longines World for Gentry Mauritius Pandora Championship for lady riders. We're going to go through. You're going to pronounce the names, Fanny, because you've got the names right. So I'll do the numbers.
Bethany Baumgartner.
From America, that's right. And
Yes.
it is number 5, Social Network.
Teresa Grabsovic.
Number 2, Charles My Boy.
Sarah Vermecht pour la Belgique.
Number 1, Anton Ruskin.
Hélène Rodiara.
Number
Pour la
4, Vintage Angel. Good draw at 2. Next name.
Céline Weber pour la Suisse.
Number 8, Mr. Oshkosh, last year's winner.
Larisse Bis, la deuxième l'an dernier.
Number 7, Lividus the Grey.
Mélissa Boisgontier pour la France.
It's number 3, Santano.
Noura Holm for Norway.
And the missing number is number 6, Color of Courage. That's your field for the Gentry race, which is race 3 on Sunday, with those 8 names on the screen. Number 9 is the emergency acceptor, the Deacon, who will come into play should one of those other horses be scratched. So we'll move across to welcome our international riders that are here for this weekend, and in no particular order. Once again, we'd like them to come up on the stage and introduce them to you. We'll say a little bit about them. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to speak to them, but I'm sure that we'll have a chance either Saturday or Sunday to do that.
Well, there is a particular order because one lady needs to be introduced first.
Oh yes, yeah. Ladies first, they told me. So, Hayley Turner is the first female jockey to ride over 100 flat winners in the UK, and she did that in 2008. She rode her first Group 1 winner in 2011, and she received the highly decorated Officer of the Order of the British Empire last year in 2016. She has ridden just short of 800 winners and is Britain's most successful lady rider. Ladies and gentlemen, Hayley Turner.
And make no mistake, she's a lady, but she's a professional jockey, not an amateur rider. Well,
Welcome back, Hayley.
il représentera la France et débarquera demain à Maurice, où il a déjà brillé dans le passé. À 26 ans, son palmarès est déjà parlant avec le Derby d'Epsom et la Dubai World Cup. Michael Barzalona vient d'enrichir ce palmarès déjà brillant par une victoire dans le Breeders' Cup Turf. C'était il y a quelques semaines avec Talismanic.
So that's Mikhail Barzalona, and I think you said that the guys that are not here are arriving tomorrow. The 5-time Mauritian champion jockey. He rode for the Philip Henry stable for the majority of his time here. He is an iconic figure in Mauritian racing circles. It's an absolute honor to welcome back the governor to the island. He could be called the comeback kid. He's got many names, the prodigal son. At 56 years old, at 55 years old, he claimed the Brisbane champion jockey. He's back with us, Jeffrey Lloyd. It's great to have Jeff back. As I mentioned him just before coming, there's one thing still outstanding on his CV, and that's to win the Vodacom Durban July, which he's had 7 thirds and I think 3/4 in the race. And Jeff, we want you to come back and win the Vodacom Durban July. But welcome to Mauritius.
Elion Chavez nous arrivera demain de la Suède, mais c'est bien au Brésil qu'il a grandi et fait ses débuts, comme Joao Magic Moreira ou Sylvestre de Souza. En Suède, il a déjà raflé 8 titres de champion jockey pour la Scandinavie.
Our next rider is Luke Nolan, representing Australia, best known for his achievements aboard the Wondermare Black Caviar. He rode her to 22 of her 25 consecutive wins. He also boasts 3 Metropolitan Jockeys Premiership titles, and he's riding here on the Paradise Island. Welcome, Luke Nolan from Australia.
Swapnil Rama, le champion mauricien de la saison, représentera le quadricolore ce week-end. Le tirage au sort lui accordera-t-il de retrouver certains coursiers qu'il connaît bien? La réponse dans quelques instants. Bienvenue Swapnil.
Representing India is the joint winner of the Mauritius Champion Jockey of the Year for this year just gone by. Riding a total of 20 winners, he managed to tie courtesy of a winner the very last day of the Mauritian racing season. Please welcome Imran Shisti.
Pierre-Charles Boudot représentera la France. Il est parmi nous ce soir à 24 ans. Il s'est déjà illustré dans la course à la cravache d'or française. Il avait aussi été sacré le meilleur apprenti français en 2010 et était venu concourir à Maurice dans la catégorie Young Stars qu'il avait remporté avec brio. Bienvenue Pierre-Charles.
The next jockey is not here just yet. As I mentioned earlier, he rode 6 winners earlier on today on the Gold Coast. He was Mauritian champion jockey in 1993. And after riding those 6 winners today, it puts him, I think, just 2 short, technically 1.5, because one was a dead heat, 2 short of where Jeff Lloyd sits at the moment. He was quoted earlier on today saying that whilst he's here spending some time with Jeff, that he'll be opening his own beers because he thinks Jeff might spike his beers when he's here in Mauritius so that he can catch up to him. But Robbie Frad is a special son of South Africa, and he is coming over after riding 6 winners today. So give a warm round of applause for Robbie Frad.
Il est dans l'avion après avoir monté aujourd'hui à Happy Valley, où il s'est d'ailleurs imposé. Matthew Chadwick a la forme pour son arrivée à Maurice. S'il a commencé sa carrière en Australie, c'est bien Hong Kong, sa terre natale, qu'il représentera ce week-end.
Relatively unknown to Mauritian racing followers, his very first time to come here. This guy went to the academy in 2010 at the insistence of his late grandfather. He represented South Africa in the recently completed Air Mauritius Jockeys International meeting in Johannesburg at Turffontein. And he's on one of the best horses in South Africa at the moment, a horse called Another Russia, who will run in the upcoming Sun Met at the end of January. He's currently lying in 6th position on the South African Jockeys log. He's here with his father. Please welcome Craig Zaki from South Africa.
Maxime Guyon atterrira demain matin. Il vient de monter ces derniers jours à Deauville. Les Mauriciens le connaissent bien et n'ont pas oublié ses 4 victoires l'an dernier. Cela lui avait donné le titre de champion du week-end. Réussira-t-il à conserver ce titre? La compétition va être rude ce soir.
So those are the jockeys, as we mentioned. The rest that aren't here today will be riding. Will be arriving tomorrow and riding obviously on Saturday and Sunday. We just ask everyone to just step forward for the photographers, and we welcome for this coming weekend Haley Turner, Mikhail Barcelona, Jeff Lloyd, Elion Chavez, Luke Nolan, Swapnil Rama, Imran Shisti, Pierre-Charles Boudot, Robbie Frad, Matthew Chadwick, Craig Zaki, and Maxime Guyon. A warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the jockeys competing at the Air Mauritius Attitude Jockeys International on Saturday and Sunday. So whilst the photographs are on. It's now time to conduct the 2 sets of draws once again. We're going to be doing the draws for Saturday first. Thank you, guys. Thanks very much. Sorry. Keep you waiting. We will do the draws for Saturday first, Fanny, and then we'll move on to Sunday's draws after that. So we're going to go to the following now. So this is for race 1 on Saturday. Is that right?
Yes, and we'll draw the ride for Robbie Frad, Pierre-Charles Boudot, Matthew Chadwick, Swapnil Rama, and Jeffrey Lloyd.
Okay, so Robbie Frad in race 1 is aboard. Number 3, Mexican Sun. Robbie Frad on number 3, Mexican Sun. Remember, we drew the seeded horses earlier on, so those are already taken. These are the unseeded horses in each race.
Pierre-Charles Boudot.
Pierre-Charles Boudot is on number 9, Spinner Coin.
Matthew Chadwick.
Matthew Chadwick is on number 5, Rasta Rebel.
Jeffrey Lloyd.
Jeff Lloyd will ride number 4, Nadas.
Swapnil Rama.
And Swapnil Rama will be aboard the missing horse, number 7, Wingman. So that's race 1 on Saturday completed. Race 1 on Saturday completed with the field, as you saw up on your screen there, with those missing numbers. We're going to be doing race 2.
And in race 2, Imran Shisti is still looking for a ride, as well as Robbie Frad, Haley Turner, and Maxime Guyon, as well as Michael Barzalona.
Okay, so what we do is we take the missing jockeys. I don't know if they can put race 2 up. The jockeys that have been already given rides for race 2 are the seeded horses. So we're going to be drawing the unseeded horses. Those are in race 2. It's the yellow sheet that we're following, ladies and gentlemen. The missing horses in race 2 are numbers 2, In Your Dreams, 4, Plain of Wisdom, 6, Prince George, 8, Sarah's Secret, and 9, Secret Idea. Those are the ones missing from race number 2. So there are 5 horses here. Let's draw. Do you want to do the numbers this time around? Maxime Guyon.
Will ride number 9.
Number 9 is Secret Idea.
Imran Shisti.
Rides number 4, Plain of Wisdom. Imran Shisti on 4, Plain of Wisdom.
Robbie Frad.
Robbie Frad. Number 8, Sarah's Secrets.
Haley Turner.
Number 2, In Your Dreams.
And Michael Barzalona.
Rides number 6, Prince George. So that is race number 2 completed now. Race 2 completed with all the missing riders there. We'll move on to race number 3 now. And race 3
are still looking for a ride in race 3 are Imran Shisti, Luke Nolan. Oops, I'm not sure. Swapnil Rama, Elion Chavez, and Zaki Craig.
Okay, those are the missing riders for race number 3. So the missing riders and the horses that are missing those riders will be put into the capsules here. We'll take them out one by one. So this is for race 3 on Saturday.
Elion Chavez.
Number 5, Dealer's Charm.
Luke Nolan.
Rides number 4, New Star.
Swapnil Rama.
Right, number 9, Arabian Sea.
Craig Zaki.
Is aboard number 2, Elysian Park.
Imran Chisti.
Will ride the missing number 8, Valoran. That is race 3 on Saturday, the International Jockeys Weekend. Now, Fanny, just whilst we go and get the names for race 4, I see there are only 4 names that we're doing. Works on a point system, and they take the top 6 points scored and add those 6 up. That's correct.
That's it. Just because we want to make sure that not everybody has the same number of rides. Some jockeys will ride 10 races, others will ride 11, but we want to make sure that everybody's got a fair chance. In case of a dead heat, as we say, the 7th best score will be taken care of.
Okay, so it's the 6 best scores. So 6 best scores on the point system are taken. If there is a tie or a dead heat, the 7th best score is taken into account. Remember that each jockey has either 10 or 11 rides over the 2 days. Right, we're ready with race 4, of which only 4 names are outstanding. So we put those 4 names in with the 4 numbers missing from race number 4.
Still looking for a ride are Haley Turner, Matthew Chadwick, Maxime Guillon, and Jeffrey Lloyd. Maxime Guillon.
Number 8, Prince Lateral.
Haley Turner.
Number 5, Ice Run.
Matthew Chadwick.
Rides number 2, Street Bouncer.
Jeffrey Lloyd.
Rides number 4, Answering Genesis. Those are the 4 missing names for race number 4. We'll move on to race number 5. There are only 3 names outstanding in race 5 that haven't been given out yet. The seeded runners in race 5 have already been distributed. So race 5 names that we're looking for are?
Luke Nolan, Elian Chavez, Jeffrey Lloyd. I only have 3.
3. And the 3 horses are 3 ML Jet, 5 Recall to Life, and 7 Dream Forest. So the 3 names that Fanny read out are being put in, and the 3 numbers that I read out are being put on the right-hand side of me over here. We're drawing now for race 5 on Saturday.
Luke Nolan.
Draws number 5, Recall to Life.
Elian Chavez.
Draws number 7, Dream Forest.
And Jeffrey Lloyd.
Rides number 3, ML Jet. So that's the draws for race number 5. Thank you very much. Let's move on to race 6. We have 4 horses not drawn in race number 6. Which are the missing jockeys, Fanny, for race number 6?
Robbie Frad for South Africa, Pierre-Charles Boudot for, Robbie Frad, Craig Zaki, Matthew Chadwick, Swapnil Rama. Sorry, I misread the line.
Missing horses are 1, Door of Deception, 3, Silver Bluff, 5, New Hampshire, and 7, Belenos. We'll draw for those 4 horses. 1, 3, 5, and 7 are the unseeded runners in race number 6. And the numbers are coming out now. The jockey is?
Robbie Frad.
Rides number 1, Door of Deception. Number 1, the top weight, Robbie Frad.
Swapnil Rama.
Rides number 7, Belenos.
Matthew Chadwick.
Will be aboard number 5, New Hampshire.
And Craig Zaki.
Should be aboard number 3, Silver Bluff. That's the draws for race number 6. We'll move on to the 7th race now. We've got 4 missing riders here, and they are?
Imran Chisti, Luke Nolan, Craig Zaki, and Pierre-Charles Boudot.
And race 7's horses are 1, Memphis Mafia, 5, Jolly Roger, 7, Promissory, and 8, Kalanago. 1, 5, 7, and 8 The 4 balls are being put in on either side here, and we'll draw for race 7. Remember that in race 8, there are 5 horses to be drawn, which we'll come to in a moment. Let's go back to race 7. First name out, and the jockey is
Craig Zaki.
rides number 7, Promissory.
Imran Chisti.
Rides number 5, Jolly Roger.
Pierre-Charles Boudot.
Is aboard number 1, Memphis Mafia.
And Luke Nolan.
Will ride the missing number, number 8, Kalinago. Draws conducted for race number 7. And we'll have one more race for Saturday to complete. Then we'll have a short little interval. And we'll be back with Sunday's racing. So race 8, the missing riders, there's 5 of them.
Luke Nolan, Haley Turner, Pierre-Charles Boudot, Maxime Guyon, and Jeffrey Lloyd.
The missing numbers are 2, Kimberly, 4, Rock Hard, 5, Student Grant, 6, League of Legends, and number 8, Zen Master. This is for the last race on the first day of the weekend. First name out is?
Maxime Guyon.
He rides number 4, Rock Hard.
Luke Nolan.
Will be aboard number 8, Zen Master.
Haley Turner.
Rides number 6, League of Legends.
Pierre-Charles Boudot.
Number 2, Kimberly.
And Jeffrey Lloyd.
Rides the missing number 5, Student Grant. That's race 8. And that will be Saturday completed, Fanny. We're going to take a quick commercial break. In fact, we're going to go across, I think, to see the tightest finish from the 2016 edition of the Jockeys Weekend. It was won by Tandra G, a crowd favorite. Let's go back to last year and see the tightest finish of the International Jockeys Weekend.
Départ de la course principale, Mutahadi sollicité à l'avant avec Scott Snog également bien parti, Tandraji et donc Mutahadi, Tandraji, Scott Snog à l'extérieur. Ensuite on retrouve Donny Brasco, Everest, Recall to Life, Hillbrow et Clifton Surf. Mutahadi, comme attendu d'ailleurs, va diriger le peloton. Scott Snog va tenter de passer devant Tandraji. Pour l'instant c'est pas possible. Donovan Mansour garde la corde, puis Donny Brasco, Everest. Derrière, il y a Hillbrow devant Recall to Life et Clifton Surf toujours à l'arrière-garde. Mutahadi contrôle très bien sa course avec Scott Snog qui se retrouve toujours scotché à l'extérieur de Tandraji. Tony Brasco également bien placé, Donny Brasco. Puis derrière, il y a maintenant Hillbrow qui va commencer légèrement son effort à l'extérieur de Recall to Life. Clifton Surf également tente de recoller au peloton avec Mutahadi, Scott Snog bien retenu par Maxime Guyon, même s'il a couru en dehors sur tout le trajet. Tandraji à la corde, Donny Brasco va se rapprocher avec Everest à son intérieur. Puis il y a tout juste derrière Hillbrow, Clifton Surf et Recall to Life. Mutahadi est parti avec maintenant Tandraji. Scott Snog est sollicité par Maxime Guyon à l'extérieur. Mutahadi, Scott Snog, Tandraji. Tandraji va forcer la décision. Tandraji devant Mutahadi, Scott Snog, Recall to Life.
Okay, that was the win of Tandra G last year in a very, very close finish. I just want to quickly go through the point scoring before we do Sunday, just to once again fill everyone in how the point scoring works. For a first place is 9 points, a second place 4 points, the third place 2 points, and fourth place is 1 point. So points are only given down to fourth position. The points are 9, 4, 2, and 1. And as we mentioned, jockeys will either have 10 or 11 rides over the weekend. The top 6 scores will count. If there's a tie on those top 6 scores, then we'll go to the 7th highest score. The winning rider will be awarded a gold-studded whip, and that is at the end of the weekend on Sunday. Right, let's go back to our draws now. And Fanny, we're going to be doing draws for Sunday now. And we have obviously 7 races to draw because race 3 is the Figentry race. So let's go to race number 1 where we have 5 numbers, Fanny, and those 5 jockeys as well.
The 5 jockeys will be Imran Chisti, Robbie Frad, Craig Zaki, Swapnil Rama, and Elion Chavez.
Okay, I'll see whether I can decipher this. For the next one, the horses' names are Cash's King, Hullabaloo, Alloy, Billy Bojangles, and Right to Tango. First jockey's name out is Swapnil Rama.
Alloy.
Number 7, Alloy. Craig Zaki.
Va monter le numéro 4, Alabalou.
Hullabaloo. Imran Chisti.
Sera en selle sur Cash is King.
Elion Chavez.
Aura le droit de faire du tango, Right to Tango.
And the last name out is Robbie Frad.
En selle sur Billy Bojangle.
So, just turning to read those numbers out. It's we're going to leave it up on the screen for a bit longer so everyone can take it down. Remember, we drew the seeded runners earlier in our first draw. These are the unseeded runners, and there are 9 runners in the first race on Sunday. Right, we're going to be picking out race 2. The missing riders for race 2 are Imran Chisti, Luke Nolan, Haley Turner, Jeff Lloyd, and Mikhail Barcelona. You should have been a doctor.
Michael Barzalona.
You should have been a doctor with your handwriting.
It's not my handwriting.
Okay, this is for race 2. The missing names are Tweak the Wind, In the Trenches, Blunderbuss, Saracen King, and Final Cup. First name out is Mikhail Barcelona.
Il sera en selle sur In the Trenches. Michael Barzalona sur In the Trenches.
Luke Nolan.
En selle sur Saracen King. Luke Nolan, Saracen King.
Jeff Lloyd.
Jeff Lloyd va monter Final Cup.
Haley Turner.
Haley Turner sera en selle sur Blunderbuss.
And the missing rider is Imran Chisti.
Sur Tweak the Wind.
So turning to race 2, those are your riders there. Once again, 9 runners in race 2 on Sunday. And those are the names and riders for race number 2. We missed race 3 as it is the Lady Amateur Riders race. We move on to race 4, of which there are 4 riders missing, and they are?
And they are Pierre-Charles Boudot, Maxime Guyon, Elion Chavez et Michael Barzalona.
First name out, Pierre-Charles Boudot.
Wow Holiday. Pierre-Charles Boudot en selle sur Wow Holiday.
Elion Chavez.
Game Loft. Elion Chavez va monter Game Loft.
Michael Barcelona.
Michael Barzalona sera en selle sur Le Clos.
And the last name out is Maxime Guyon.
Et Maxime Guyon sera associé à Glorious Goodwood.
So the 8 runners for race number 4, Chosen Path, Glorious Goodwood, Gameloft, Leclos, Maximo Ocean Drive, South Galtero, and Wow Holiday. Let's go to race 5, of which there are 4 riders missing. They are against the names of Speed Limit, Captain Magpie, Mutahadi, and Belong to Me.
Robbie Frad, Craig Zaki, Pierre-Charles Boudot, Matthew Chadwick.
Matthew Chadwick.
Sera en selle sur le numéro 6, Captain Magpie.
Pierre-Charles Boudot.
Pierre-Charles Boudot va monter le numéro 8, Belong to Me.
Robbie Frere.
Robbie Frad sera associé au numéro 4, Speed Limit.
Craig Zaki.
Craig Zaki va monter Mutahadi, le numéro 7.
That's the runners for race number 5. If we have a look up at the screen, Ernie, Prince of Thieves, Charles Litton, Speed Limit, Black Tractor, Captain Magpie, Mutahadi, and Belong to Me. All runners completed for race number 5. Let's move over to race number 6 now. And we have 5 runners missing here and 5 riders missing here. Who are they?
Robbie Frad, Haley Turner, Swapnil Rama, Elion Chavez et Michael Barzalona.
That's for race number 6. The horses missing are Independence, number 2, Netflix, number 4, Grays and Control, number 5, Dustin, number 7, and Bono Vox, number 9. Those being the unseeded horses. The first name out is Swapnil Rama.
Sur le numéro 5, Grays in Control.
Robbie Frad.
Robbie Frad sera associé au numéro 2, Indépendance, pour l'écurie de Rameshwar Gajada.
Haley Turner, OBE.
Bono Vox pour Haley Turner. Bono Vox.
Michael Barcelona.
Michael Barzalona sera en selle sur le numéro 7, Dustan.
And Elion Chavez.
Et Elion Chavez sera associé au numéro 4, Netflix, pour l'écurie de Vincent Allen.
There's the Sunday 6th race for you. 7 Fountains. Luke Nolan, Independence, Robbie Frad. Candy Rock, Pierre-Charles Boudot. Netflix, Elion Chavez. Grays and Control, Swapnil Rama. Kemal Cover, Maxime Guyon. Dustin, Michael Barcelona. Aficionado, Jeff Lloyd. And Bono Vox, Miss Haley Turner. Let's move on to race 7. We're nearly completed now. Just 2 more races to go. Race 7, the missing riders are
Craig Zaki, Maxime Guyon, and Jeffrey Lloyd, and Michael Barzalona.
Those are the 4 missing riders. The names missing are Split the Breeze, Everest, Psycho Sid, and Ryder Cup. Maxime Guyon's out first.
Maxime Guyon va monter le numéro 7, Psycho Sid, pour l'écurie de Ricky Mingard.
Jeffrey Lloyd. Last time he was here, he'd probably ridden one of the grandmothers of some of these horses. Grandfathers, maybe.
Jeffrey Lloyd will climb the Everest or ride Everest.
Craig Zaki.
Craig Zaki will partner number 8, Ryder Cup, in the blue colors of the Gajadar stables.
Michael Barcelona.
Et Michael Barzalona sera associé au numéro 2, Split the Breeze.
So that's race number 7. And the riders are all up there. Unbridled Joy, Matthew Chadwick. Split the Breeze, Michael Barcelona. Everest, Jeff Lloyd. Elite Class, Elion Chavez. Tangiero, Miss Haley Turner. Awesome Adam, Robbie Frad. Psycho Sid, Maxime Guyon. And Ryder Cup, Craig Zaki. Final race on Sunday, race number 8. 4 riders missing here. Who are they?
Luke Nolan, Haley Turner, Pierre-Charles Boudot, Matthew Chadwick. And
That's it. Horses are 2 Great 5/8, 5 Imperial Dancer, 6 Applejack, and number 8 Spun Out. First name out is Australian rider Luke Nolan.
And Luke Nolan will ride Great 5/8.
Pierre-Charles Boudot.
Pierre-Charles Boudot montra le numéro 6, Applejack, pour l'écurie Raj Ramdin.
Matthew Chadwick.
Matthew Chadwick will ride number 5, Imperial Dancer.
And Haley Turner.
And Haley Turner will pilot number 2. No, I think was that number 2? I think I miscalled 1, because number 2 is grade 5-8. There's a problem. I think I miscalled this one.
What's that? Is there discrepancy there?
I thought Luke Nolan was on grade 5-8. I must have made a mistake.
So who was the last rider there? Luke Nolan, Haley Turner.
I think we had a discrepancy between...
Haley Turner's on spun out. Haley Turner's on number 8, spun out. Okay. Is that all fine, Shannon? Okay. So there we are, completed for the Sunday draws. Fanny, do you want to join me just to say cheers to our crowd, our audience? Thank you very much, everyone. You've been a great sport. And we hope to see you on Saturday and Sunday, courtesy of our big sponsors. The headline sponsors are Air Mauritius and Attitude Resorts. The Mauritius Turf Club welcomes all of you to Mauritius for the weekend for 2 great days of racing, Fanny.
Certainly looking forward to it. On vous attend très nombreux au Champ de Mars. On a 12 jockeys et des grandes cavalières qui sont là, tous prêts à en découdre. À très bientôt, très tôt, pour la présentation des cavalières et des jockeys internationaux sur la piste. Venez dès midi.
So for Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, thanks for joining us at Ravanala. This has been the official draw and the introduction of all the international riders coming through to Champ de Mars to race on Saturday and Sunday. Thanks for joining us, and we're closing out from the International Jockeys Weekend for 2017.
Exercice de tirage au sort finalement équilibré, vous l'avez vu avec le système mis en place cette année. Bon, difficile de vraiment dire à première vue qui c'est qui part avec un avantage. Il y a eu quelques jockeys un peu plus chanceux que les autres. Peut-être Pierre-Charles Boudot sur la journée de samedi avec quelques bonnes montes. Spinocoin qui reste sur de belles performances par exemple. Et puis il y a également Red China qui a tiré le couloir numéro 1. Red China qui peut s'illustrer une nouvelle fois et entre autres il y a Chakar, le couloir numéro 1 une nouvelle fois. C'est définitivement un avantage au Champ de Mars, la première ligne. Donc il y a Vars Dream, couloir numéro 1, donc Pierre-Charles Boudot. Finalement, samedi, c'est une journée qui pourrait être intéressante pour lui. Et il y a Jeffrey Lloyd que vous suivez tous sans doute. Jeff Lloyd qui débutera ce week-end avec Nadas pour le compte de l'écurie Ricky Mingard. Nadas qui reste sur une belle victoire la fois dernière en 0,25 sur 1600 mètres. C'est une possibilité effectivement. Michael Barzalona, Star Sky, autre cheval à suivre pour le début de ce week-end international. Lloyd qui sera associé aussi à quelques coursiers d'Amar Sioudial, l'écurie Amar Sioudial qui a réalisé une saison intéressante avec Philippe Henry qui donne également un coup de main. Donc pour citer quelques montes de Jeffrey Lloyd, vous avez Awedjet pour l'écurie Cherish Narang, Awedjet qui s'est retrouvé, il retrouve ses sensations, ce coursier, Answin Genesis avec le couloir numéro 2, un puissant front-runner Answin Genesis dans une course où il y a Ice Run qui peut également partir devant. Et justement, mademoiselle Haley Turner qui montera Ready to Attack dans la 5e course. Ready to Attack qui part avec une chance de premier ordre. La 5e course qui verra Maxime Guillon sur King Mambo's Legacy si l'on vient à la 6e course, toujours de samedi. Alors là, c'est une course très très ouverte, la 6e, plusieurs possibilités. Pour la journée de dimanche, Maxime Guillon avec Klopp qui a démontré des qualités pour ses débuts au Champ de Mars. Klopp définitivement un cheval à suivre dans ce lot sur 1400 mètres et Maxime Guillon qui a un titre à défendre en plus, donc il va essayer de le faire lors de ce week-end avec Glorious Goodwood qui est passé chez l'écurie Perdreau. Vous avez entre autres monte pour Maxime Guillon, Kemal Cavour pour le compte de l'écurie Gajdar. C'est un cheval qui se cherche toujours, Psycho Sid, alors que la dernière course de cette saison, il y a Seeking the Dream, il y a Redwood Valley monté par Imran Chisti. Vous l'aurez remarqué, Robbie Frad tiré avec plusieurs chevaux de l'écurie Ricky Mingard. Donc Robbie Frad qui a réalisé une belle journée déjà aujourd'hui avant de prendre l'avion pour Maurice, pour vous dire que c'est un jockey, une vieille connaissance des turfistes mauriciens et qui mérite d'être suivi. On va essayer de vous ramener une interview également, l'interview peut-être d'Imran Chisti, la régie me fait signe, Kamlesh Rajkumar qui va s'y coller pour l'interview.
Nous avons avec nous le jockey champion 2017, Imran Chisti. Imran, some very interesting rides this weekend. Can you elaborate about your chances and are you satisfied with the draw?
Yeah, I got some good rides, and I think Sea Pass, Easy Lover, and Black Tractor. I think this is my 3 best rides according to the field.
And among your opponents, you have seen the record of the other jockeys. What can you tell about them?
Yeah, I think it's international racing, so all the best jockeys of the world are here. So it's going to be very tough races, and it's going to be good fun.
And among Patrick Mervin's stable, can you pick up a horse in particular for our viewers this weekend?
I think Jungle Part is got a little bit chance and Seeking the Dream. Gold medalist, but it's too quick for him from last week to this week. These other 2 horses have a good chance.
Thank you very much.
Merci Kamlesh. Donc Imran Chisti qui a partagé le titre de jockey champion, vous le savez, avec Stephen Arnold qui lui a regagné l'Australie déjà samedi dernier. Je vous parlais de Jeffrey Lloyd avant l'exercice de tirage au sort. Il était sur ce plateau Jeffrey Lloyd dimanche. Il monte Final Cup pour l'écurie Amar Sioudial, également Chosen Path pour cet même établissement. Je sais que quelque part vous vous posez tous la question, est-ce qu'on verra Jeffrey Lloyd avec cette casaque où il a brillé en plusieurs occasions chez nous? Bon, le suspense jusqu'au bout, on sera fixé dimanche éventuellement. Une autre interview avant de clore cette émission.
Well, it's a great pleasure to welcome here in Mauritius Hayley Turner, who's a groundbreaker and not just in the UK but in all over the world, one of the most successful women jockey. And coming back to the races after a short break, it's great to welcome you back.
Yeah, it's really nice to be back and obviously riding over here again. I think my last visit was in 2009, so it's quite a long time ago. Yeah, I've enjoyed having a little break from racing, but I'm really sort of enjoying it now. I'm back riding.
And while Hayley was taking her break, she was actually a TV presenter or a TV analyst.
Yeah, I know. It was just take the mic off you. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. I was doing a bit of work in England for the racing channel over there. So.
How much of a regimen was it to come back to racing, and how many weeks of pre-training did you have?
Yeah, it took a lot of like work in the gym, but I think that it's not until you've ridden a lot of horses that you get race fit, you know. So it's been good. I've been riding quite a lot over in France, so I've had plenty of rides and a few winners. So I'm back into the swing of it now.
Among Hayley's greatest achievements was to win more than 100 winners in one season, and very few people have achieved it, including men.
Yeah, well actually, Josephine Gordon, who is, she did it 2 days ago, so yeah, I mean, I've set the bar quite high, and it's nice now that the girls are actually, following through from what I've done, and Josephine's a very, very good rider, and I think there's more girls that will do it now.
She's quoted you as a great inspiration. Any message you'd like to send to the Mauritian racing fans watching us?
I'll just enjoy the racing over the weekend, and everyone here is really looking forward to it. All the jockeys are, and we're going to be doing our very best for them.
We're looking forward to welcoming you back on track. Hayley Turner back in Mauritius.
Merci Fanny, avec mademoiselle Hayley Turner qui mérite d'être suivie pour ce week-end. Vous n'avez maintenant qu'à faire votre homework. Je sais que la tâche n'est guère facile. On va essayer de vous aider dans l'émission Tough Time. 2 émissions, vendredi et samedi. En tout cas, le compte à rebours est lancé. La compétition est lancée, un week-end sensationnel, exceptionnel qui nous attend au Champ de Mars. Soyez nombreux, bien sûr, pour ces 2 journées de course. Il est temps de se dire au revoir pour ce soir. Merci à toute l'équipe de l'MBC et du Mauritius Tough Club qui vous ont ramené ce direct ce soir. Mesdames, Messieurs, merci d'avoir été fidèles tout au long de cette émission. Bonne soirée à toutes et à tous. À bientôt.
विश्वास नहीं हो रहा तेरी शादी हो रही है और वो भी लंदन में
This is going to be one mad wedding.
Have fun tonight, okay?
No.
This is not Kilgore.
कि तुम रियल हो कि नहीं? मर जाए